I would say the good is I've recently in the last few months chosen not to date while I'm scaling my company. But prior to that, the good would be I have been able to meet a lot of men that are also successful that when I do my sales pitches to get contracts with other companies. So I'm coming and I want to talk to the big dog. Let me talk to whoever that is, he, she, whatever. And if it's a man and we get along great or something, maybe I would want to connect. So I already know we have something great in common that could help us grow together. So I think that's great. I can seek insight if his business is more successful than mine, vice versa. Hey, there's room to grow for both of us. So I think that's really awesome to be able to just instantly connect with other men. Other men.
So you're able to meet successful men. All right, and then what's the bad?
The bad would be oftentimes I come across men that seem to think, so the way I grew up was a pretty kind of traditional. My dad is a workaholic man, excuse me, I'm like losing my voice, provide, protect. My father is very old. He was born in 1940. He's 84. So the type of man that I'm attracted to, it's hard to find now. It really is the way society is. So it's hard to find. So oh my gosh.
Niku, can we get some water? Niku, can we get some water?
Niku, off that vape. Give that vape up, girl. It's time.
Give it up, girl. That's my bad habit. Okay, so the traditional man that I'm looking for would be, just because I am successful as well doesn't mean I thank you. Doesn't mean that I don't have expectations, the classic expectations of a man, and I am willing to, fulfill my side of things.
So the bad is it's hard to find a traditional man that's a provider for you in 2024. Okay, what's the ugly?
Yeah, because they think I don't need anything. Yeah. So the ugly would be I have very little time to date.
Okay. And is that because of, I'm assuming your entrepreneurial ventures?
Also, yes, and then I'm also a mother, so she's my priority. I'm not, like I said, I decided not to date for a while.
You slid that in there, though, right?
What?
That she's a mom?
That I'm a mom?
That's just, you kind of just like...
I'm just being really honest.
No.
Through in.
Yeah.
That's a sort of job. It's a responsibility.
You could have hit us with that a little earlier.
And not only that, let's just deal with the elephant in the room. The type of man that you're looking for is probably a top 3% guy. You're an entrepreneur. You're probably a six-figure earner. So the guy you want probably has to make that amount of money. Or he makes that amount of money. He has options. Why is he going to go with a single mother? It's not his best interest a lot of the times.
Well, it happens. I did date a billionaire for a while, and he wasn't a billionaire when we started dating. He reached billionaire status within those years.
That proves my point even more.
What? What do you mean?
Where's he now?
Do you see what you just proved my point even further?
He's trying to basically say he didn't stay with
Way to go.
No, he did. He wanted to marry me. I said no. Because he also wanted me to sell my business and be only at home and not I'll lose my mind.
Why have you not done that?
Kick me off the show. Myron, kick me off the show.
Go ahead.
No,
just kick me off.
I'm sorry, the guy that I want wouldn't try to take away from me also
Ladies,
wanting to be part
who in here would say no to billionaire that wants to just marry you?
Yeah.
You don't gotta work.
But
who would say no?
Are we supposed to
Are we talking about like controlling though? Are we talking about like what I wear, what I eat? Like there's guys like that like they want to tell you from top to bottom. I understand. Hey, I want you at home. I want a wife. Like that's totally understandable. But there's guys that like literally.
Okay.
Go ahead. No.
Oh, you mean me?
Yeah.
My thing was with him specifically, and what I'm kind of gearing towards is that putting me in a box to where I have nothing but you is, I want to be with you forever. No, I mean financially. I'm talking about I have nothing but you. My daughter and I have nothing but you. That's not going to happen because I feel like you're trying to lock me in a way, whereas your actions as a man should lock me in with you. I don't give a fuck if you're a billionaire. My dad set the standard high long ago. I don't care about that. So
clearly you do, because you mentioned that man's socioeconomic status doesn't matter.
Being successful matters. If he makes six figures versus a billionaire, that was a coincidence.
Big gap.
I had no idea he was that wealthy. I had not a clue.
He is a low-key man, then.
He wears Walmart clothes.
Typically, billionaires do wear Walmart clothes.
Yeah, he's obsessed
That's
with
how they became a billionaire.
That's his thing. He spends his money.
No, they got money from the family.
No, I care if you're successful.
Was he an older gentleman?
He's 40. Yeah, my parents were 35 years apart, and they don't make younger men.
Your dad is a boss, though. When you said
wonderful.
84, I was like,
He's
in
still
love.
working.
Yeah.
He would come sit down here and talk to you guys too, but he's gonna get straight to the business.
That's what's up.
We'll invite him next time.
Can I ask you this? So this is kind of, and I know your answer, but I'm more so asking for the live audience. and I'm going to say something weird real quick, but if I was a single mother, never thought I'd say that. But if I was a single mother and I meet a gentleman, presuming he's a good guy, and he says, hey, and I don't care if he's a billionaire, he could just be a 100,000-aire. That's plenty for a woman and a baby. How's your kid?
She turns 6 in a week.
So she's 6, still needs a lot of nourishment. And in fact, the Carnegie Foundation says age 7, like these are the promise years where you really need to pour into them. More time is better. So he says, hey, I just want you to be a wife and a mother. So you can now double down on being a wife, which your wifely duties maybe take 2 hours a day, and then double down on being a mother. If you wanted to homeschool, if you wanted to tutor, you have more time with that child. And more importantly, you don't have stress. Why not dive into that and say, if I'm getting into a marriage, I'm getting into it forever. That's the vow. And if you're Sicilian, what are you guys, Catholic, right?
I'm not, but yeah.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to be, yeah. So the vow is till death do us part. So why not dive into that and say, hey, I'm going to live a soft life and focus on my child and give them the best life, because once I have a child, it's not about me.
That is something that's very valid.
Thank you.
I genuinely believe, you know what I think, bro? She didn't like him that much. She didn't like him that much. That's really what it comes down to. That's the
if she liked him, she would have married him.
Yeah, he had money and he was successful, but he wasn't attractive enough. Maybe he was boring. Maybe he wasn't arousing to you. Maybe he wasn't spontaneous enough. But when a girl declines getting married to a guy that's successful 9 out of 10 times, she didn't like him that much. She was just tolerating him to a degree.
Look, I'll tell you, to answer your question first, is that is a beautiful thing in itself, and that's very respectable. In that situation particularly, that wasn't the case. I felt like the motive was to control me, and his intentions weren't the same as mine, because I felt like some of them were very vain. I'm young, I'm hot, and then I know that was probably the case because
all right, I don't have $1 billion. I don't have $1 billion, right? I don't have $1 billion, but I'm not broke, okay? And you said you're young and hot. You're an attractive lady. And in fact, I was going to say, like, you can be any race. Like, when I look at you, I'm like, you can be Moroccan, you can be Latina, you can be a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah,
Thank
right?
You. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. But hotness, when you have a decent amount of money, especially like $1 billion, I'm like, nowhere near that. Maybe one day, pray for me. But that has such little value. It's not even funny.
I agree, because the pool thickens because they have access to all the women.
Not only are they as hot and hotter, and I'm not saying you're not attractive, but as hot as you and hotter, they're also younger and have no kids, and you can go whatever country you like and find them as submissive as you'd ever want them.
Yeah, I think the difference was it actually was a difficult thing for him, because he wasn't, his goals were like, I'll just tell you, he was obsessed with rocks. Like he was very and he was.
That's why Shay Miriam.
Damn, girl, you got a good one. What? Come on, girl.
Like geos?
He wasn't. Yeah. No, he has a collection bigger than the Smithsonian.
That tells me everything I need to know.
Rocks and shit.
No, it's not those kind of rocks. Like he bought the whole block of houses to put rocks in. Like it was like that was his like
expensive now. It's like the shit.
No, it's crazy.
Emotional support rocks.
Yeah, no, literally. So he wasn't going in these rooms. He wasn't walking into these rooms that other billionaires are. He was literally wearing plaid shorts and a Hawaiian shirt, and nobody knew he was rich, so he didn't. It wasn't like he was viewed as this.
Is it okay to say what he did for a living? Because I can, if you don't mind, we don't have to name his name, but I can assess him. Please don't say that.
No.
Don't say that.
He was a financial advisor to billionaires. He didn't start that way.
Okay.
He worked at
He was
the
a
bottom.
financial advisor. This was Jeffrey.
No.
He's dead now, so they're not dating.
Jeffrey Epstein.
He was a consultant.
Well, one thing I will say. Now, he may have loved rocks and had corks, and maybe he shows up on Valentine's Day and he got you a rock that was worth like $3 million and you didn't even know it. Should have kept it and resold it, but.
No, I have my rocks still.
Okay, very good. But one thing I know for sure, if you're going to be a financial advisor, that is a highly relationship-based role, and I'm sure you guys know this stuff, right? It's recommendations.
Absolutely, yeah.
He
wouldn't go to anything they wanted to do. These great places.
I just can't imagine you can make $1 billion being an awkward hermit. in that industry.
He was.
Have you seen Elon Musk?
He also started to invest in real estate.
He's in software. I'm in software, and there's a lot of engineers who are very awkward. That's why if he was in my industry, in software, yes, you can build something that's awesome.
You mean in finance?
No, I mean in software.
No, I meant like her guy in finance.
Yeah, but you said Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Because he made his money in PayPal, which is a software.
So I can answer the question for you. So how he reached billionaire status was not solely from what he does with finance. Okay. So he invested in a lot of real estate on the side, which is what they do at financial advisors do with people's money. They pile it up. They do a lot of different things.
So he was good enough that he had discretionary income to invest in real estate.
Absolutely. But he also I lost my train of thought. I'm so sorry. He did the finance. He did real estate. Oh, I'm sorry. When he signed with, he went independent for a while, and then whenever we decided not to get married, he was like, "Well, I would rather have less free time since I was only keeping my company that way, like private. I mean, in its own sector for whatever, not sector. That's the wrong word. Anywho, sorry, I got nervous for a second.
It's okay. No, it's all good. It's all good. You're not on the hot seat.
So he was an eccentric billionaire.
He signed contracts with banks when they wanted to work with him, and those were very, very big. And so he's getting a plethora of that. Then he'd go invest it, and then he was great with numbers. Super.
So, as Myron said, you basically just didn't like him that much.
I didn't like
100%.
the way he wanted me to be, because if he would have said, "Hey, I want you to have more time with your daughter and be able to be softer," no, it was, "Nope, you don't need to have this. When you do this, we're going to do this with the money, and it's not going to be in your name." It was very, "I'm going to control it. It's not for you." And to me, that's like, are you trying to pimp me? I don't get it.
Well, I don't think billionaires need to pimp, but do you believe the man is the leader in the relationship?
Yeah.
Are you a follower?
Not a follower of anyone. I'm submissive to the right man.
Sartine.
I'm not a follower of anyone, but I'm submissive to the right man.
I mean,
that doesn't make sense.
I'm not a follower to just anyone. Like, you can't just get me to. I'm not.
Sartine, what do you think, bro?
I think it makes sense because you can't follow some weak ass dude.
Let the right man lead.
That's why it's hard on these girls. They want a guy that can lead. But look at most of these guys. Could you follow most of these guys?
Yeah, what he says before, like when women say, "I want a guy to buy me flowers," she wants someone she's attracted to buy her flowers. When she says, "Hey, I want someone to be expressive to me," no, you want someone who's attractive to you to be expressive to me. And when women say, "I want a man to lead," or "I'm a boss bitch," what she's saying is she's looking at 85% of the men she encounters, and she's like, "I am not going to follow this weirdo here." And then if the right man comes, then his masculinity allows her to be feminine. And that's probably what she's looking at.
I think they think that, but one thing I know for sure as a business owner is when someone comes onto a job, the first thing you have to do is train them. The person that's easiest to train is the one who has prior experience. So if you've lived 30 odd years and you have not been submissive and you've not been following a man's lead, then you're going to come into that relationship with a lot of baggage. A lot of training is going to be required, and it's going to be quite chaotic. Like, for example, there's a number of women that you could ask. They're probably not here. Many of them might be in Mississippi, Louisiana.
Just maybe.
Yes, they'll be there. You say, "Can you follow a man's lead?" Yes, full stop, no explanation. When you have the explanation, that's when we know there's a problem.
I think a lot of these guys aren't capable of leading. I think we sometimes forget because we're around like higher level dudes that we like kind of aren't around these guys. But you see a lot of these guys are just not capable.
I have a quote for you guys. I have a quote for you guys. This is from.
This better be deep, Rolo.
Yeah, it's very deep. Okay, because this reminded me of something here. This is actually from the 16 Commandments of. By Royce from back in the day. This is number 3.
She might know it already.
No, because this is exactly what he was talking about here.
What was commandment number 3, Natalia? Do you remember the commandments of? Wasn't that a movie you were in?
Yes. No, that was Chocolate Foam. 3, you shall make your mission and not your woman your priority. Forget all those romantic cliches of the leading man proclaiming his undying love for a woman who completes him. Despite whatever protestations to the contrary, women do not want to be the one or the center of a man's existence. They, in fact, want to subordinate themselves to a worthy, say that with me, worthy man's life purpose to help him achieve that purpose with their feminine support and to follow the path that he lays out. You must respect a woman's integrity and not lie to her that she is your everything. She is not your everything, and if she is, she will soon not be anymore.
I think you hit it perfectly. Yeah.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
What when you say you have to teach someone, train them? I think that's a lot of parents. That's their job. My father, like I said, set the example. I didn't mean that as a flex, like, "Oh, he showed me $1 million in a duffel bag. You could never flew me private." That's not what I mean. That stuff is superficial. What I mean is he like, he raised me right. I don't have daddy issues. Like, I don't have, like, people would say, I don't have daddy issues.
He gave you a good example of what a man is.
He gave me a good example, yeah. So if you want to train me and I say...
No, I don't want to train you.
I don't mean you.
No.
I mean...
I'm sure these 3 guys here would be happy to train you, though, but not me.
I'm so good, thanks.
Okay.
No, if man, you know what I'm saying. Anyway,
I can dig it.
if you're like, I want to train you under this, program of life for us to be great, and I say... Yeah, that doesn't match up to what seems right. Who set the example for me to be who I am and grow? That doesn't align with me. That doesn't make any sense. Then that's me not being submissive and what? Like, no.
Was your mom a stay-at-home mom?
She worked as well, but she was a professional singer and stuff. It was her passion. She did her passion.
All right, so she did like a little side hustle that didn't really make money like that. Your dad was the predominant breadwinner.
She didn't do a side hustle. She was very well known.
Your dad was the predominant breadwinner, and he paid most of the bills, correct?
Correct.
Okay, that's exactly what the billionaire probably wanted you to do, and you didn't want that life. So I would say he pretty much kind of did follow and emulate what your father had out. The thing is that he probably just wasn't attractive enough for you to fully submit.
Not accurate.
There's no way you like
the byproduct is that you didn't marry him.
So
like every girl, because here's the thing, man. Like, girls like to sit here and be like, oh, well, etc. Like, every girl, at the end of the day, wants a man by their side that they can love, admire, and respect. If a girl gets offered to be married by a man and she declines it, I know off rip he did something wrong. If he has a lot of money but you don't marry him, he's probably a weirdo. You kind of alluded to it earlier with him collecting rocks and being he probably wasn't sexually attractive to you like that. You probably didn't find him arousing. No, you would have been with him if that was the case.
Or
he had some kind of...
So what's your explanation? What's your explanation?
My explanation is that he wanted to put me in a box that only he could control. It wasn't about the benefit of myself and my daughter. It was, this is what I want you to do because I don't want you to be able to leave if I fuck up. And everyone's human and everyone makes mistakes. If you do
like to leave?
No, if you look, if you put your hands on me, if you call me out of my name,
call you out of your name. I'm not suggesting it, but word, you gonna break a marriage because of that? Word.
The only time that's okay is in a very specific scenario, and we know what we're talking about there. No, but
your grandma got cheated on, and it was like it is what it is. Like
that
maybe your
with
mother
successful
as well.
men, sometimes that's something you have to be willing to accept.
Right.
That wasn't something that I even kind of saw.
I agree with you. If a guy gets physical, get him out of there.
He's still
for
hit
sure.
though. Yo, Rolo, is this a burning desire or no?
Oh, this no. Well, I was going to say
genuine desire.
It's like well, it's not. Well, the thing is he wasn't a worthy man to commit to. That's I think people like lose their shit when they say, well, he's a billionaire.
It wasn't my loss. It wasn't.
You can still have a billionaire that you're like kind of creeped out. If you're creeped out by a billionaire, you're still creeped out by a dude. Okay, it doesn't matter what the guy is broke.
I'm going to respectfully disagree. I think it was your loss. And that's the thing. Like we kind of sit here.
Well, it's definitely a loss.
Here's the problem, man. We don't tell women when they fuck up. Like. The thing is that you might get 2 or 3 good guys that come through in a lifetime for you, and the more things you have that are against you, I call them handicaps. You're older, you have kids, you have a questionable past, you're involved in some type of profession that might fuck you up. Hold on. Right? You get some of these guys that come in that genuinely like you and want to marry you. You might get 2 or 3 of these guys in a lifetime, right?
Yes.
That actually like you and want to provide for you.
Go.
And women tend to like meet these guys. Like, oh, no, he wasn't good enough. Break up with him, not take it seriously, and then try to come back later and realize, oh, no, I fucked up. And, like, women don't get it. Like, when you have a kid, as you get older, it just gets harder and harder and harder.
We want it all. We don't prioritize.
And the more money you make, the harder it becomes. So all you're doing is kind of like just handicapping yourself to find a guy. And we don't tell women, like, that was a bad decision. You probably should have stuck it out with that guy because you don't think you could. You really can't do better like you think you can. But the problem is that you girls all think you can do better.
Yes.
And the reality is you really can't.
Can I say something?
My priority is to be happy.
Yes,
we can.
I just want to say something.
Whoa,
yes,
really?
We can. Absolutely.
If a man really loves you,
love?
Truly,
We're talking about love?
Truly. If a man really loves you, really wants to be with you, really admires everything that you are in totality, not just who you are, everything that you do, everything you aspire to have, everything you aspire to gain from your profession, your livelihood, everything else, he would never tell you what to do with your money. Tell you how the money situation
Advice is one thing. Advice. I mean, he's a financial advisor and became very wealthy because of it. Of course, I think your advice is valid.
That's a sense of insecurity.
But when it's selfishly fueled, and you're telling me something that you would tell one of your you wouldn't tell one of your clients' granddaughters to do with a man. Now I see manipulation.
He's dating you, not his granddaughter's clients. Sorry.
That's not what I'm saying. If you're giving me advice with you, you're telling me I should make you my end all be all no matter what. And if you fuck up, I can't go anywhere. I can't.
You like to leave.
Respect myself.
You're flighty.
I was in an 8-year relationship and then a 4-year relationship. That's all I know. That's all I
got 2 questions here, and with all due respect, the billionaire is the baby daddy, right?
No.
No?
No.
She wishes. I wish that for you, love. Like, I wish that for you, that he was the baby daddy.
So he was just a guy that you just said, you know what, I'm not into this, and he's a billionaire, but I don't care.
I mean, I didn't say it like that. He was.
It was a weaker guy. A weaker guy was the baby daddy.
No.
A weaker guy.
I was going to say,
like the baby daddy. The baby daddy was stronger.
That's my question. Is like, what was the characteristic difference between the billionaire and the baby daddy? Are they comparable at all?
They're here.
Opposites, right? Opposites, right?
Huh?
Opposites, right?
Not opposites. I mean, yeah. I mean, if you go billionaire or 6-figure earner, that's a big difference.
No, not a money thing, but what about personality?
Characteristics.
Personality,
Worthy
very
man.
different.
Thank you.
Very different.
Yeah.
Very different. And my baby daddy. I did prolong the relationship, and I didn't leave and run away as soon because
you left.
I did because if I'm not going to let my daughter grow up seeing anything that I don't think that she should.
Fair enough.
So I will leave. But he was very different. He was very different culture. They were one was black and white.
Oh, and there goes the chat. Holy shit.
2 different.
With the baby daddy's black and white?
Yeah.
I'm good.
Of course the rich guy was. I mean, come on.
I mean, in Louisiana, Creole people are everywhere.
Sure,
That's where
French
I'm from.
Quarter,
I was one of the... What? The French Quarter?
Yeah, go ahead.
That's not where Creole people
okay,
are
that's
from.
Let's just move on real quick because I still got to ask these 2.
Yeah.